Hey everybody, welcome to the Danter Banter, and look who we got in the house tonight. We've got Ken the freaking Oracle down below me. We've got Candace Mountain down in the other corner, and right beside me, our new friend Anthony from I'm Anthony TV. How are you tonight, everybody?
We're all good. How are
Great,
you?
doing great. Happy to be here with you guys tonight.
We're happy to have you as well. And we got Phil in the house on the side. I can see Marie Claude's already joined us. I think Jordan was here. I think he was the first guy in the chat. Anyways, this is awesome. We're so happy to have you tonight, Anthony, and we're looking forward to talking to a fresh new face and a certainly an exciting YouTuber. And so I thought maybe what I would do is I will tell you a little bit about Anthony and how Anthony and I came to know each other. Anthony and I work at the same company. He just works south of the border, and I work up here in the Great White North. And so Anthony reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I checked out his profile and saw, oh, he's a fellow YouTuber too. I've got to meet this guy. He sounds so intriguing. So Tim and I spent several hours watching Anthony's YouTube videos, and they're so good. And I thought I got to have this guy on the show. And so welcome, Anthony. Good to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Nice introduction.
Well, so Anthony, you've been with Gordon's for 3.5 years. And so at what point in the 3.5 years did you decide to slap a GoPro on your forehead and go, I think I'll start a YouTube channel and show people what goes on when you deliver food? Like how did that even come into your head?
Yeah, so actually my wife. My wife actually came up with the idea. Originally, I was posting content, not necessarily on YouTube. I started a YouTube channel about a little over 1.5 years ago now. So I only been on YouTube for 1.5 years. But I was always recording videos in the gym because I work out a lot. So that was, mainly what I was recording, and I would post those videos on other social media platforms. And then one day my wife was just like, you know what, you record a lot of videos. You might as well just start a YouTube channel. So I'm like, that's kind of a good idea. Let me try that. So I started posting fitness videos, just showing me working out in the gym. And then one day I'm like, you know what, let me post, what I do for a living in terms of the work I do, my job. And so I started posting those videos, and I noticed those videos were getting more attention, more views than the fitness videos. So I'm like, man, they really like seeing a guy delivering cases to these restaurants, I guess, going up and down a ramp delivering cases. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I got something here. Let me keep going with this. And there's a few other YouTubers out there in the same niche doing what I do, other food service drivers out there. And I've been watching one in particular for years now. But yeah, it just, I don't know, a lot of people was attracted to it. I noticed it was just picking up traction, so I kind of stayed with it, stayed in that lane, and now it kind of is, is what it is. And that's pretty much the majority of my content now is really, what I do for a living as a food service delivery driver. And it's been great. It's fun. I enjoy it.
So when you were just doing like the workout videos and all that sort of stuff, did you know anything about YouTube? Like, did you know how the algorithms work? Like, did you know any of that? Like, are you completely self-taught? Because you've got over 5,000 subscribers now. So a lot of the people on this channel anyways are building YouTube channels, and a lot of our crew, they're building some form of social media content, be it Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I know Stephanie's in the house. Hey, Stephanie, she's got her platform as well. So how did you learn? Like, where did you go to learn all this?
Yeah, honestly, just self-taught, to be honest with you. Just researching. I watch a channel that maybe you guys are familiar with, Think Media. That's one of my favorite channels. Very informative channel. I learned a lot from that channel. And then, watching other YouTubers with, bigger channels and kind of just, seeing what they do, the different type of content they post, the quality of the videos, and all of those sorts of things that I feel like I maybe can take something from to implement in my own channel and do some of the things that I see kind of, working, or as a viewer, when I'm sitting back watching certain videos, I'm like, ooh, I like that. I may try that, or I may take this or that. And so just really just doing my own due diligence, doing research is just something that I just kind of learned over time. And I definitely didn't know anything about anything when I started. I just was posting videos. Like, one of the things media say all the time is like, just press record. And that's literally what I did when I started. I just press record. And
the nice thing is too is your niche has a very hungry audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Absolutely. Yeah. They loved it. They love the trucking content for whatever reason. So I'm glad. I appreciate the views.
No, that's really good. And so before we started the stream, we talked about both of our different approaches to, telling your boss or not telling your boss that you're doing a YouTube channel. And I don't talk I talk about GFS sometimes from the point of view that it allows me to be a little bit of an expert on some of the food and what's going on in the food industry and inflation as it relates to food, because I can see it coming in advance, because I can see the pricing that's coming down the line before it gets rolled out. But right. So I told my boss straight up front, like pretty much the first week after we started, I'm doing a YouTube channel. But you, on the other hand, tell them a bit about your story, because I think you took a completely different approach.
Right. Yeah, so I did the complete opposite of you. I didn't tell anybody anything. So I kind of, when I started, I didn't want to tell anybody about my YouTube channel. None of my coworkers knew about it. I didn't mention it to my supervisor, and I just created a channel. And I guess about maybe 4 or 5 months into it, I get a call from my supervisor. I'm actually on my route at this time, and he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Just your regular conversation like he normally would do. Just, see how you doing for the day. I'm like, "I'm doing good. I'm done for the day, heading to the hotel because I got a layover route." So I'm like, "I'm done. Just heading to the hotel." He said, "Okay, that's good." He said, "I heard you got a YouTube channel." So I'm like, I kind of just paused for a second because I was like really shocked. But I knew I didn't tell anybody. So I'm like, "Man, how did you find out about this?" Right. So he was like, "Yeah, somebody in another state, I think it was North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, another supervisor told him about it." And he was like, "Yeah, somebody called and told me about it." And that's the one thing about social media is like, you never know who's going to view your channel. And so you definitely got to be, cautious and be mindful of the certain things that you say and post and all these sorts of things. And just make sure, you're doing everything right, everything that you're supposed to do. But yeah, it was funny. So after watching the videos, he told me, he was like, "You know what? You got a really good channel. You posting a lot of good content, a lot of good information." And he was like, "I watched it. I had my wife watch it with me." And then he called another one of our managers, actually a transportation manager, who was both of our bosses. And he watched it. He liked it. And so everybody that viewed it really enjoyed the content. And so ever since then, it's like the company as a whole has really embraced the channel. It's been amazing. A lot of the subscribers that I have, which makes me feel real good and really brings me satisfaction when I hear subscribers message me and they're like, "Hey man, your channel inspired me. Thank you. I got hired at this company because of you. Watching your channel, you motivated me." And a lot of the recruiters, they'll contact me and tell me, people have been mentioning my channel in the hiring process, and it's just been great. Some of the marketing personnel at GFS has reached out to me to kind of partner up to figure out ways that we can bring candidates into the company and fill certain roles. So it's just been amazing. Just been a great run, and I'm just trying to, add value to people and have a good time doing it.
Yeah, well, I told you that I mentioned it to my boss today when he wasn't on. We were waiting for him to join the meeting. And so the other people I work with on my team, I said, "Oh, guess what I'm doing tonight?" So then I told them about you, and they were like, "Really?" So then I had to I had one of your videos up because I was doing some stuff to put the thumbnail together, and so I just started playing it. They're like, "This is fabulous!" So they thought it was pretty fun too. So I thought, I told you that. I know that, and maybe this isn't common knowledge, and I don't know if Ken's going to be mad at me. Do you want me to talk about what you're trying to do, or do you want to keep that under wraps, Ken?
Oh, I don't care.
So Ken is looking to start up another stream separate from what he's currently doing something very similar to you. So I thought maybe if you had maybe Ken, if you want to ask any questions, but I thought maybe Anthony, if you had any tips or tricks for Ken about what you found when you first put a GoPro on your forehead and started going around and doing this and whatnot. I mean, Ken, I won't put words in your mouth. I'll let you ask whatever you want to ask about it. But
yeah, well, I'll be honest with you guys. I actually just started using the GoPro. I was using my cell phone to do all my recording.
Really?
Yeah, most of my videos are done from my cell phone. I recently just purchased a GoPro, so but I love the GoPro though. Don't get me wrong, I love the GoPro. But I mean, I guess the main tip that I would say is just be yourself, and be authentic and be original. And I think people can actually see through that. I think a lot of people in this space, try to be like somebody else, and I think that's where you can go wrong at. If you just be yourself, and it's gonna come across in the screen, and I think that's the main thing. And then just continue to do your research on the niche that you're doing, or things that are, videos that are like yours, may not be exactly like yours, but just do your research and watch other videos similar to the content that you're posting. I think that's number one, something that you can do.
That's awesome. Ken, did you have anything more specific? Because I've got questions.
No, because I'm all new to this, so I'm learning as I go. Especially the GoPro, I'm using a clip on my hat right now, and the hat slowly slips down. And then I have the monster piece that goes all the way over the hat, and then I was looking at the actual hat that has the clip built right into it.
Yeah.
What do you use?
I just use my regular like Gordon Food Service hat. If I'm at work, I turn it backwards, tighten it up, and put it on. The strap is adjustable. The head piece, the strap that you put on your head, it's adjustable, so you can loosen it up, tighten it, however you want to do it to fit to the head. And mine's don't really move a whole lot, to be honest with you. And I'm moving cases around all day. And it's not really slipping like that. So maybe just need to tighten it up, or maybe another hat and try it and see what happens. With it.
Do you ever get used to people? Like, I've only done it for 2 days with my GoPro on. I got people looking at me weird.
I was gonna ask that question too. Do you get weird looks as you're walking around filming everything?
Yeah, sometimes. But the good thing about me is that I work overnight and I'm on what's called a chain account. So a lot of the customers, most of the majority of the customers I go to, is nobody there. Like, I'm the only one. I'm the only one there. And then when it's at night, some of the people that do see me, they look at it and they think it's like a light, because you got those headlamps that's similar to the GoPro, right? And I'm a truck driver, so they probably looking at, oh, maybe he got a headlamp on. It's just like they don't know it's a camera, but and that's maybe why they don't say anything. They just probably think it's a light because you have those lights that are look just like that. So. But I would imagine if it was broad daylight and I was just walking around in the public area, I would get those awkward, strange looks.
That's it. Candace, do you walk around with your
right?
Oh my God, everybody's getting their camera. Right? Oh my heck. Now we've gone to a weird place. Yeah,
but the light she held up, I actually have that exact same light right there. So I think that's probably what they think it is. That's why they don't really say anything.
That's awesome.
Very, very useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's funny. Okay, we have a question from one of our regular viewers. We got Len here, and he wants to know, since you're in Florida, Now, if you don't want to go down this road, Anthony, you can
Oh,
say
boy.
nothing.
Politics. Here we
But
go.
Len wants to know what your thoughts are on Governor DeSantis.
Yeah, I'll pass on the politics.
Okay, there you go. I didn't know.
Nice.
I didn't know whether or not that would be a hot topic. So, see, Len, nobody in the States likes to publicly talk about their politics. I knew that in advance. I work for an American company. We avoid that topic like crazy.
Like the plague.
Okay, so I wanted to switch gears slightly and ask a question about, so you moved from the workout videos to now doing some of the day in the life videos, but you also do crypto and stock videos.
Yeah.
And so do you want to talk a little bit about your passion for that? Like I know that you like the crypto just like the rest of us on this channel. So that's kind of good. And how did you kind of get into that space?
Yeah, so I love crypto and I love stocks, but I do love crypto a little bit more than stocks. Well, a lot more than stocks, honestly. But I got into stocks probably maybe 2016, 2017, something like that is when I started. But I was just kind of dabbling in it. I wasn't really aggressive investing in stocks. And the first stock I bought was like Nike. And at the time I got Nike, it was like trading at maybe $58 a share. I think it's sitting at like 118 right now, something like that. And I've sold it since then, but that was the first stock I bought. Simply because, I heard somebody say, I'm a big sneakerhead. I love shoes, love Air Jordans and things like that. I always have since I've been in school. And I used to buy the shoes, and I heard somebody say, instead of buying the shoes, why not have ownership in a company, right? And so that's why I kind of took a different approach and looked at it different perspective now. And that's something that I try to teach my daughter. I have a 19-year-old daughter as well, and also two stepdaughters, 19 and 17. But I try to tell them, like, look, she's just like me. She loves fashion and stuff like that. So I'm like, look, you need to start investing early. By the time you get my age, if you start now, you'll be set. Like, just take this advice. I didn't have anybody tell me these things when I was her age. And so I try to pass that knowledge on to her so she can get an early start on it. But so, and the exchange I was trading on was an exchange called Stockpile. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of Stockpile.
What was it called?
It's called Stockpile.
Stockpile. That's a neat name for an exchange.
It's just a very user-friendly beginners type exchange. And that's what I was trading on because I was really green to it. So I was kind of like tiptoeing into it, right? But yeah, I like stocks. But again, crypto, I just love crypto. Both of them obviously are risky. Crypto more so than stocks, super volatile asset. But I love crypto just because of how quick you can make money. And I mean, you can lose money just as fast, unfortunately. But you can make some really good money in a very short period of time. And I think that's really one of the reasons why I love crypto. And not only that, I just love the technology behind it and the innovation. And I think it's going to be the future. Currency.
So are you still bullish then, even with the market being down?
Extremely, yeah, extremely. And especially in the metaverse, space too. I really like the metaverse space. I think that's going to grow to be something special in the next, 10, 15 years or so, something like that. So, yeah, definitely bullish on crypto for sure.
Yeah, we used to have a segment on the show that Candace put on for us, and it was every week she'd do a little weekly update on the metaverse crypto picks and the metaverse stock picks. And we had Qualcomm on there for quite some time. We had obviously Apple and Microsoft and Meta, and there was a bunch. It was chip companies. We had a lot of chip companies on there. Are you still
Taiwan Semiconductors?
Yeah, are you still following all of that, Candace?
Not so much on the crypto side because it's kind of fallen into a singularity and disappeared.
Yeah.
But it will come back. That's just the way the market works. I think it was more or less people got hyped a bit too soon
Yep.
on the metaverse, especially with crypto. The problem is there's so many games and so many coins. That's not going to work. They need to start looking at some kind of a coin that they can use across multiple games. And that, I think, has to be the direction they go into in the metaverse for it to make sense and for people to really move in and start adopting.
Yeah, agreed. But it still doesn't mean that we were wrong with the thought that it's the right space. We're just not sure which project is the one that's going to take off. And I'm like you, Anthony, I'm fascinated by any technology, that innovative mindset, that innovative thinking. It's that whole spot of seeing the future before we're actually in the future that it excites me about the space in general. And yeah, I know I'm going to lose some money on some projects, but I also know that we've picked some good ones. I mean, Ken, we called you the freaking Oracle for a reason. There was a reason we called you the freaking Oracle. Yeah. You were picking projects that were similar to what Anthony liked in the crypto space.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last year, around October sometime, like Shiba Inu and those type of plays, they did really well. I made some good money on Shiba Inu. Saitama, I heard Ken had Saitama. I hold Saitama. Dogilon Mars, I hold a lot of that, and some other meme coins as well.
Yeah, well, Saitama, I bought it almost right out of the gate, and at the all-time high in November, I had $158,000 worth.
Nice.
And Shiba, I sold my Shiba, I think, October, and I made $20K on it.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at you go, Ken. Seriously.
Yeah, there's 5 or 6 other ones. I did a video on Koa Combat. I made 10 grand in 5 minutes.
Nice.
So
you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
I think that's the attraction to crypto. Like, you can make a quick buck, but you can also lose a quick buck. You got to be prepared for that, right? You got to be totally prepared.
100%. I think I invested. I think it was about $900 in the Dogecoin. I got in it when it was like at 4 cents. I ran it up till about when it got the highest point. I think it was like 75 or 79 cents, close to 80 cents. And I think I made about 13,000 on that off of $900. So it was a pretty good return on it. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of just went downhill after Elon Musk went on SNL and made that horrible acting job and started talking about Dogecoin, and it never recovered after that. So
no, maybe Doge will end up being the coin that's the one that the universal gaming coin, Candace. Maybe they'll find a use case for it. It's got such high profile, you know.
Yeah.
Get this, Anthony Redbeard, who's one of the crew that's been around since pretty much day one. He's got a TikTok channel and it's got a gajillion followers on it. But he follows you on TikTok, and he said that was a crazy dump truck fire. Did you post something on a dump truck fire?
Yeah. I was on my route, and it was in New Orleans. It was right by the NBA, the Smoothie King Arena over there, and there was a dump truck on fire in the middle of the street, and had all the traffic backed up. It was crazy. Yeah, I had posted it on my TikTok, and that's crazy. You saw that.
That's amazing. Okay, I have another question for you. So I was gonna say I could go one of two ways. So you work at GFS.
Yeah.
Are you a foodie? I know you're in the back. I know you're in the back of the building, but are you a foodie? Do you love food?
I mean, I love it in terms of just survival, but I'm not really a foodie. Like, I don't try all these different types of food and stuff like that. So I wouldn't consider myself a foodie at all.
Okay, so see, it wouldn't work to talk to him about our crazy watermelon mustard kind of conversation. I have a new one for everybody, because normally we do a weird food section, and so tonight's weird food section is: would you? Is everybody ready for this one? Would you have wieners? I'm talking hot dogs, not anything else, Ken. wieners that go in a bun. I'm just saying, would you have those in a bowl of milk?
No.
No. Yeah, no.
I
Hard
would.
no.
I
Hard no.
would.
Tim will, and Tim will tell us how it was.
Tim, do you want me to make you a bowl of wieners and milk instead of a bowl of cereal milk? We'll have a bowl of wieners and milk. Tim's like, no, absolutely not. And you're not going to make me eat that one.
I'll say no, but I'm only saying no because it just seems like it would be hard to eat and pointless.
Spoon, like a bowl of cereal.
I don't do soup because it's pointless.
Oh, because you don't chew it? You're just drinking it?
No, it's just that I like my meals to be efficient. It's like I'm busy. I don't want to spend an hour eating. I want to take all the nutrients I need, and if I can squeeze it into 5 minutes, I'm happy.
Okay. So the wieners and soup, or wieners and milk is a hard no. So I'll bring every week. I try to bring some weird thing and see would anybody eat that. But clearly that's a no.
But let's just
Apparently,
that's my first no ever to any of you.
I know, and you usually are very adventurous and will try anything. But apparently this is potentially trending, and I don't know why. So I'll have to I'll do some more research on it. We're not recommending it. I'm telling you right now. I've not been in any culinary instance where somebody at our office is recommending this. But maybe Maple Leaf. Yeah, but maybe Schneider's, the wiener people, are trying to find a new market for themselves. I'm not sure. So Anthony, if you're not a foodie, which is fine because not everybody is, you must have some crazy stories from being in backs of kitchens and stuff like that. Now you don't have the people there because you're mainly at night, but you must have some crazy stories of stuff that have happened to you. You got any that you might be able to share with us that's not going to get anybody into trouble?
I can't think of anything right now that really come to mind that's happened crazy.
Because you did a video just recently about a Cisco driver that was yelled at by a guy in the back. Those things happen to you guys all the time. Not you because you're there at night, but that does happen.
That was a crazy situation that happened. That's never happened to me. I've been in the delivery business for about almost 20 years now, combined, because I was in it prior to coming to Gordon Food Service, and I've never seen anything like that. And then, like I said, with GFS, I work nights, so nobody's pretty much there when I'm making my delivery. So, yeah, nothing really crazy happened to me that I can think of, which, knock on wood for that. I'm not looking forward to anything real crazy happening to
Tim
me.
says, have you ever been frightened at night in a kitchen? Has anything ever startled you or frightened you?
Well, I can say this. I was at this was last year sometime. I was making a delivery to a customer, and I thought everything pretty much looked normal for the most part. A lot of these customers, they have alarms and things like that we have to disarm when we go in. So this particular customer, sometimes I guess they'll forget to set the alarm. So the alarm isn't set this particular night. I go in, unlock the door, no alarm going off. So I'm like, oh, I guess they forgot to, set the alarm. So I go ahead and start making my deliveries and finished up. And I guess about maybe, 20 minutes after I made the delivery, one of my managers called me. He was like, hey, Anthony, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at that particular customer that you went to? And I'm like, no, it looked pretty normal to me. They didn't have the alarm set, but I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. He was like, so you didn't see anything suspicious or anything like that? I'm like, no. He was like, well, somebody broke in and supposedly stole some stuff from the store. Like, I guess they got there before I got there or something like that. But it had to be an inside job, I guess. It must have been somebody that worked there. So the customer ended up changing all the alarms, put new surveillance in there and things of that nature. And supposedly somebody was there like right before me or like right after or something like that. It was kind of crazy.
Or they were hiding while you were there.
They could have been hiding, one of the two, yeah, for sure. So I was thinking about that a lot. I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, luckily nothing then happened to me or anything like that. But they end up changing everything, all the locks, all that type of stuff after that situation.
Do you ever find it like creepy? Like when I used to run a restaurant here in Canada, I would put the alarm. I was, late night stuff. I'm leaving at 2, 3 in the morning. I'm putting the alarm on, just like you said, and I leave, get home, get into bed, and my phone starts going off saying the alarm is going off. So I would actually get quite nervous going back to the restaurant. Like I'm thinking, why is the alarm going off? Like what's happening that the alarm's going off? So much so that I used to wake Tim up and make him come with me, because I would be like nervous going in, thinking like I was there, the last person. I just drove home. So what could possibly have happened? And it some of these restaurants are big, right? So you don't know who's hiding and creeping around. Does that bother you ever?
At the customer's location?
Yeah.
No, it don't bother me. Like I said, that was really the first time that sort of thing happened. Usually when I get to a customer, the alarm is on, you know what I mean? And I disarm it. And so I pretty much know nobody shouldn't be in there at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you ever worry about, like, because it's obviously at night, and do you feel safe, like coming and going in and out of the back of the trailer? Like, are you worried about people roaming around? Like how safe do you feel? Like it's hard for us to know because you're in the US and we're in Canada, and there's a little bit of a difference there, but you feel like you've never had any problems that way?
No, well, I haven't had any problems that way, but that is something that, crosses my mind a lot when I'm out there, because like you said, it is dark, and a lot of these parking lots I go into is extremely dark. And then you got some of these customers where they don't even have parking lot lights.
Right.
Or they're set to a timer where they go off at a certain time. Like one customer I have in particular, their lights go off at midnight. And so we have trailers. Some of the trailers have lights on the sides of it, right above the doors. And so it's lit up a little bit, but some of them don't. You just got the, inside of the trailer lights. And so it's extremely dark outside. So in those situations, that's something that I do think about. Especially when I'm inside of the customer location, putting up product, somebody, could walk in or anything like that. You know what I mean? And,
I do.
And I wouldn't know until that I came out of the section that I was dropping product off. So
it's kind of good on some levels that you are wearing. Do you wear your GoPro every shift, every time?
No, I don't.
Like I would kind of, and this goes back to, we've talked about on this channel a lot, that the economy is not good. The economy is not good. And people who maybe couldn't afford food they might be desperate enough to come and do something. I would worry about that for you, Anthony. I mean, I've never thought about it till I've just started asking you this, but I mean, and it wouldn't be, they're just hungry.
Right. Well, here's the thing. You got to be careful with that here. I don't know how it is over there in Canada, but, certain places, I can't film, right? I can't film at some of these customers' locations, inside of the, building and things of that nature, at least showing things. And so when I do have my GoPro on, it's facing down, it's facing the floor. So nobody can't really see the customer or the name of the customer where I'm at and things of that nature. So that would be the only issue with that, having the camera on, because you wouldn't see anything anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that definitely is a concern of mine. And I think probably all of us that do what I do think about that from time to time when we out there making deliveries, because it can be a little scary at times.
Yeah, because you're right. You're in complete darkness. When I first started with GFS, that was one of the things we used to have to ride with our sales service guys, and it is a tough job. My God, is it a tough job? I got there at 4 a.m, and I rode with one of the veteran drivers, and it was dark obviously it's dark. We're going to some of the key drops first. And I was exhausted by 12 noon. He was going to go work out, then take his kids to baseball. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to bed. I have to go to bed. I'm like worn out. I do not know how you guys do this every day. I was cold because there's temperature zones in our trucks, right? So you have to go from the cooler part, the dry part, and then the freezer part. Like I don't even, it's crazy what you guys have to do.
Yeah. And it's like negative whatever degrees in the freezer, so it's extremely cold in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah. Well, okay, but you don't have to deal with some of the things like that some of the Canadians have to deal with. You have a whole other mess of things. So you've got nighttime stuff. You maybe have dangerous areas where you're in. We don't have the gun situation like you guys do down there. Like they're less likely anything that way to happen up here. But we have ice and snowstorms. Like, can you imagine those guys? Ice and snow up and down that ramp. One time I had to go and help a guy because I needed to get stuff off the truck. So I used to meet my I called him my partner. I used to have to meet my partner. And he said, just come up here and get it. I went up the ramp fine. And Tim Danter's going to laugh at this. You know exactly what I'm going to say. I come back. I've got the stuff, slipped and fell right off the ramp onto my ass. Like, it's just like, I slip and fall easily. But the ramp, shoot, right down. It's icy. That ramp is icy.
Definitely icy. And last year, like you said, we don't really see too much of that where I am here in the South, you know, in the Florida area. Even on my route, I'm still in the, you know, the South region. So we don't really see that type of, you know, weather conditions here, the snow and all that. We did experience a snowstorm that hit last year sometime, and I was actually already on my route. And it got pretty bad, at least bad for us. And it was snow everywhere. The roads were super icy. They were shutting down certain roads and things of that nature. And it was kind of scary behind the wheel of the truck. And I'm like, I don't see how these guys in the northern states where it snows like this bad, really, you know, driving this type of weather. It was crazy. Like, you know, there's an exit that I was going off to get gas at a gas station for my truck. And it's got a slight incline to it, and it comes to a stop sign. And so I get on to the exit. I'm going up, and as I'm getting to the stop sign, I could feel my tractor sliding back, right? And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I gotta hurry up and get past this stop sign so you won't slide back in. And I did, but I couldn't even make the turn. I had to make a left turn at the stop sign, but I couldn't make the turn because if I would have turned, my tractor would have slid over to the right. Even the slightest turn was gonna make the tractor slide, and I felt it. And I'm like, yeah, I can't even make that turn. I gotta keep straight on and get back on the interstate. And it was crazy. And I'm like, man, I called my supervisor up. I sent him a picture of the weather, or I'm sorry, the street and things of that nature. He was like, yeah, man, I didn't know it was gonna get that bad because they actually called off the other routes. I was the only one having to work. And now I make sure I'm paying attention to that weather before I go out on a route. Because if it ever get like that again, I'm like, look, I ain't gonna be able to make it in today. You know what I mean?
Well, can you imagine the Canadians? That's a daily thing. They don't even like, it's just, there's no calling in. We just keep going.
Yeah.
Freezing cold, ice storms, floods, you know, you would have floods. Listen to what my crazy husband said when I fell. He just wanted to know if was the product okay.
Was the product okay?
Like, not that, did you hurt yourself? Did you bang your elbow? No. Was the product okay? Yes, the product was fine. Of course, I fell and held the product up because the customer would be yelling at me if I didn't bring him his damn product, whatever it was. So Tim also wanted to know, how many drops do you have on your 2-day shifts? Like, how many drops would you do?
Yeah, well, actually, I only have seven stops total on my route. That's for the 2 days combined.
Oh, so you got big customers.
Yeah, they're pretty big. I work 4 stops one day on day 1, and then like 3 stops on day 2. So, but you know, it's not too bad. You know, you get the heavier loads towards the end of the week, like on Thursday, Friday loads. Usually in the beginning of the week, they don't really order, you know, too much, so it's manageable. But towards the end of the week, you know, they like to order a lot to get through the weekend and things of that nature. So, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Some of these guys got 15, 20 stops and all that. So I think what I got is pretty good. I'm not complaining.
7's
No,
a nice
no.
number.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's awesome. So what's next for Anthony? What are you going to do next? Like, how do you see your channel morphing? Like, where do you think it's going to go? What do you think you're going to do with this?
Well, every day I sit around here and I try to think about, new things that I can bring to the channel, new ideas. So I'm always kind of brainstorming. So, I have an idea what I want to do, starting a new segment. And I don't know, I guess I kind of keep it as a little surprise right now.
Okay, no worries.
When I get it, you guys will see it. But it's gonna be obviously revolving around trucking because that's the majority of what my content is about. But like I said, I just kind of sit around, even when I'm just driving down the road, down the highway. I look at YouTube now as it's a job. You know what I mean? And I'm getting now. I got a monetized channel, so I'm getting paid to create content. And so I really want to have quality content and have content that is a good experience for the viewers. And so, I just want to try to continue learning, continue doing research, and figure out different ways that I can make my channel, better, and adding some, different segments in there to kind of, spruce it up a little bit.
That's awesome. I just want to say hi to Nate. Nate's another one of our crew that comes on, and he is one of our commentators. He just popped in and came, and he said that's one of the hardest things he finds is to figure out new ideas to post on a regular basis. So because a lot of people in our crew are YouTubers, what does, like, I know we're not monetized, and I don't think either Ken or Candace are yet. What does that look? Are you monetized, Ken?
Oh, hell no.
I was going to say, wow, when did that happen? But no.
My content that I have on my existing channel will never get monetized.
Well, we have a lot of fun on your channel. So what does that kind of thing look like, Anthony? Is it like, the more subscribers you have, the more money that you make? Like, what does that kind of look like? Or do you have sponsors? Like, we know that we've heard that that's one of the ways that money is made with YouTube. Like, what if there's other people watching and they're thinking about building a YouTube channel? What's the thing to aspire for? Is it just to get the ad revenue? Like, what is it?
Views.
It's all views.
Yep.
Less subscribers, more views.
Exactly. You got people out there that may have, tens of thousands of subscribers, but they may not have the views. When you look at some of their videos and you see the views, like, I'm subscribed to a guy's channel. He does real estate, and he has I think he has maybe 10 or 15,000 subscribers. But when I see the views that his videos, they're getting like less than 100 views on videos, and the math just doesn't add up. And so you got some guys or some people out here, YouTube content creators that you can buy subscribers, and I feel like a lot of people, I feel like they buy subscribers, and the problem with that is, they're not really on your channel to really look at your content or really view your content. It's just for the subscription. You know what I mean? And so if you want to really grow your channel, you got to have organic growth and not just doing, some people do subscriber, trades and stuff like that. Like, if you subscribe to my channel, I'll subscribe to your channel and things of that nature. And that doesn't really work either, because they may not be interested in your content, or you may not be interested in their content. And so it's just really all about trying to get people who are really interested in the content that you post and being organic and having organic growth. I think for the long term, that's where you're really going to see your channel grow over time, doing it that way, as opposed to, I call it, I guess, artificial growth. You know what I mean? It's really not real numbers. You know what I mean? It's kind of smoke and mirrors. And you can always, the telling sign, or a really good indication of that is just what I said. If you look at the views, if the views really don't make sense with the subscriber count, something is off there. It really don't make sense, because you shouldn't have less than 100 views. Like, I'm talking like 60, 70 views on a video when you have 10,000 subscribers. It just don't make, the math just don't add up. and that's what it is a lot of time. But yeah, the views is really where you get your money at, and also the ads and the sponsorships as well. You know, they'll pay you to do promotions and things of that nature on your videos. I've had one sponsor reach out to me so far in my DMs. I haven't partnered with him yet. I kind of got him on pause right now, and I told him I would reach out to him when I feel comfortable. And I just don't want to go with the first thing that comes to me. You know what I mean? And I got to do a little bit more research on these people before I actually say yes to it. You know, I don't want to just say yes to anything just because there's some money behind it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Hey, Anthony loves, Nate loves your, says you, Anthony, you're on fire. Just speaking the truth, 100% right. So yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. But, yeah, that's the main thing though. Just, you know, having that organic growth and just being authentic. You know, like I said earlier, people can feel that, that realness from the outside looking in, just viewing your channel. And, you know, I have people subscribe to my channel that aren't even in trucking at all. They don't even do trucking. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story real quick. So I had a gentleman, he subscribed to my channel. He sent me, or he commented on one of the videos, and he was like, I love your personality, I love your attitude, and I'm not even in the trucking industry, but I feel like what you're doing as a truck driver, delivering this product, delivering goods, you helping, you know, the world move, and you know, you really taking care of these restaurants and things of that nature, and you just seem like a really stand-up guy. And he was like, man, do you have any way that I can donate to your channel? I just want to give you a donation. And at the time, I wasn't even monetized at the time, and so I'm like, man, this was really, really unexpected. I need to try to find a way to set up something to where somebody can donate to the channel. So I set up a PayPal account. I linked that to my YouTube channel. Now I don't need that, of course, but at the time, like I said, I wasn't monetized. So that was just another way for someone else, if they wanted to send a donation. And he sent me $100. And
wow.
I was like, wow. Like, I was like, man, I appreciate it. Like, thank you. He's like, man, no problem. Keep doing what you're doing. And those are the type of people that come around, you know, every so often. They may not even be interested in your content, but they may like you as an individual. You know what I mean? From what they see on the screen, obviously not personally, but they feel like they have some sort of connection to you just by how you come across, you know, from the outside looking in. I think that's very important.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good. That's good advice. You know what else you'd be really good at? Because after watching so many of your videos, I'm telling you, you could be like a guy that goes, I tried this crazy whatever widget thing, and tell us, you know, because sometimes you see that stuff and you go, is that really work? Especially, I will say, especially all the ads that get put onto my social media stuff. Sometimes I watch them and I'll think, that doesn't look like it would work. That doesn't look like it. And then there's other times where I'm like, that looks like it would work. You look like the kind of honest guy that would give an honest assessment, and I would believe you. I would go, yeah, okay, that would work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And next week he's selling the ShamWow.
That's right, the ShamWow. We had a business developer in Edmonton. It just, if you went to think about Edmonton is north of Montana, so think about Montana and go north. So he's up in that way. He's a bit of a cowboy. He did a whole video on HamWow. He took a big ham bone, and somebody threw it into him at the video. It was some promo we were doing on hams, and he did it was if it was a ShamWow. He did it with the HamWow, and oh my gosh, it was funny. So thank you for that, Candace, because I had forgotten about that until you just said that. The ShamWow. And so just give us an idea, Anthony, before I know we're wrapping up our time with you because you got to get to bed because you got to be up and in that truck soon. Like what sort of happened from the time that you hit the content, like, and you really saw that you had a niche. Like, how quickly did that snowball? And did it all come? You only post videos. You don't do a lot of these live streams, right?
Yeah, I don't. I do, but not as much. Like not as much as probably you guys do. Every once in a while, I'll have somebody come on the channel. I think the last person I had come on was an owner operator, which happened to be a relative of mine. And you know, he talked about trucking, but yeah, typically I just pretty much post videos. But early on when I started, man, it was very slow. It was very slow, and that's one thing. I would say one bit of advice I would give to new content creators or new, you know, influencers that want to get into, you know, Facebook, or I'm sorry, YouTube and start creating content is that you got to have patience, number one. And because I can remember going weeks when you post a video, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you don't see anybody subscribe to your channel. That kind of hurts your heart a little bit, right? You put all this time and energy into making this video, editing process, and all. Like, it takes a lot of time to make some of these videos. And when you wake up and you go to sleep and you wake up and you see you don't have nobody subscribe to your channel, it kind of hurts you a little bit, right? So you got to really want to do this, and you have to be consistent with putting out content. You definitely have to be consistent, right? Especially if you want to see some growth in this space, because, you know, starting out, if you don't have any subscribers or, you know, you got a low subscriber count, a lot of people are going to see your channel, and they're going to automatically feel like, oh, you just started, you know, your content may not be that interesting or something like that. It just because a lot of people focus on the subscriber count. Unfortunately, there are a lot of good channels out there that may not get the views or may not get looked at just because they have a low subscriber count. And that's why a lot of people tend to hide their subscriber count. And I don't think you can do that anymore because YouTube changed some rules. So now everybody, I think, has to show their subscriber count. But that was the reason why a lot of people was hiding it, because they know a lot of people, the average person, they just look at the subscriber. If they see you got, you know, 5 subscribers, they're probably not going to watch your video.
Right.
Even though your content may be amazing. You know what I mean? And so you just got to know that, and you just really have to be consistent. Like I said, you can't post a video, you know, once every 2 months and expect you to see some real growth in your channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, staying consistent. However, if you got a full-time job like me, you just got to use time management and figure out, you know, when is a good time for you to post and create content. You know what I mean? You got to try to squeeze it in there some type of way if you really want to take this serious. And, you know, once you do get monetized, that's going to be even more motivation for you to continue doing what you're doing and try to get even better when you start, you know, getting revenue from the content that you post. And that's really a motivator right there. On top of just being fun, a fun thing to do. And like I said, to add value to others on top of it, it's just a perfect recipe, I think. And that's why I enjoy it so much. I look at it like, yeah, it's another stream of income for me. It's additional revenue. But the fact that, you know, it really doesn't take me a really long amount of time to create a video. And like I said, I really enjoy it. It really don't feel like a job to me, even though, you know, it technically is, because there's some work involved. But the process, I just enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So how long would you say it takes you to edit your videos? Because you got some good editing skills.
Yeah, and I do all my editing on my cell phone, believe it or not.
On your cell phone?
Yeah, I do all my editing on my cell phone.
Like, you're a savage, my God. Like, I have to have iPads. I have to think about it. I got multiple screens here. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I use iMovie for my editing. There's some other, you know, software that you can use, other editing software that are, you know, better, a little bit more advanced than iMovie. But iMovie, you know, I've been using it from day one, and it's just super convenient for me to use it on my phone and do all my editing. I can do it real quick. And so for me to edit a video, it probably takes about an hour or so for the entire process. Sometimes I could do it sooner. It just depends on how long the video is, honestly. So I say 30 minutes, you know, to an hour. But
wow.
But yeah, it's It, like I said, some people out there, I've heard people say it takes them a day to edit a video. Some of these channels, and I'm like, man, a day, a day to make a video.
Later and some other tutorial videos, and I'll get it done.
And then 2 days after he does that, he puts the short up.
Exactly.
Oh my god! Oh heck!
You got to put on a full-on video if it take you a day now. Don't just put up a short after taking a day to make it.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what? This has been amazing. Candace, do you have any other questions for Mr. Anthony?
No, but if I come across some, I will send him messages.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And is there anybody? I'm just gonna put it out to the viewers. If anybody's got any questions for Anthony, that would be. Oh, Phil, you just got a subscriber. Phil just subscribed to Anthony.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
there
it.
you go.
Welcome, this is. Phil.
Listen, we're small, but you never know. You might get a few Canadians that have decided that, I want to watch what goes on in the trucking industry.
Yeah,
They can now know the other side of Nancy's world is Anthony, and probably the most important side. I always say that the heart and soul of what we do rests a lot on what goes on that truck. Like, seriously, what you guys do is so important to everything we do. We can promise them the sun, the moon, and the stars, but if on the back end, if it's not done right, it just doesn't work. It's the magic is what the guys on the truck do, for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that, and and I have to say, because we've had some challenges up here in Canada this summer with labor, and so the warehouse up in our largest facility was very challenged this year, and so I found myself in the warehouse, and what they do is really remarkable as well. So I'm so glad to see what you're doing to showcase. I especially like the video you did where you were viewing the Gordon Food Service video on what goes on in the warehouse, and you were doing a review video.
A reaction,
a reaction video. I thought was really, really good, because you might not even know what the heck they're doing in there. You might get your pallets and you're going, why is this tie-high like this? This is ridiculous. Right. And why did they layer that in like that? Yeah, it's a Jenga puzzle. They're trying to, or not a Jenga. What did they say? It was like Tetris. They're trying to fit everything in little, because nothing is the same size.
Right.
None of the boxes are the same. And so you guys, what you do and how you do it, we couldn't do it. We didn't have you guys doing what you do. So I appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being you and showing everybody what a great side of GFS, you present. So that's amazing. And I hope everybody likes and subscribes Anthony's channel, because he really puts out some fabulous content. And I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. So
no problem. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It was good meeting all of you. This was definitely a lot of fun. But I do have a question for you guys. Since you are, Canadian in Canada, I want to know, how big is Drake for real? Like,
he's huge.
How popular is he in Canada?
He's huge. It's huge. I don't even know music, and I know he's huge.
So you know what I'm saying? Okay.
He is huge. He's huge. Am I right? Candace, am I right?
Yeah, we got him, and we got the Bieber.
He's like a rapper, right?
Yes. Yeah. No. He's really, really popular here, and people see him, like he's visible. He lives in this, I think, Tim Danter, I could be wrong, and he'll put it in the chat, but I think he lives in Oakville, or he did have a house in Oakville, which is the town I live in.
Okay.
And but he goes to the Raptor games, like big Raptor fan. Like he's popular up here. And the Beeb that Justin Bieber is, like, he lives not very far from us, about 40 minutes.
Whoa, step back. Justin Bieber is not popular in Canada. We excommunicate him. He's not even Canadian anymore. You guys can have them.
He lives here.
Tim Hortons now.
Doesn't matter. He's just not Canadian.
Oh my gosh. He has, yeah, Ken's right, because Ken loves Tim Hortons. So Tim Hortons is like your Dunkin' Donuts down there. Tim Hortons is huge up here. Huge,
Okay.
huge. And Justin Bieber has his, what are they called, Ken?
Bieber balls.
Bieber balls. They're little Timbits, like the donut hole.
like donut holes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and you can buy his paraphernalia at this coffee shop, his hat, his bag.
Oh, really?
Candace obviously doesn't like him.
I didn't know Justin Bieber was in Canada. Actually, I thought he was still in the States.
It's not even that I don't like him. I just like to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Well, he probably has a place in the States. He's got a place up here, so
Well, I think his place in the States is called Rehab. But I could be
oh
wrong.
jeez. Oh jeez.
So
See,
somebody posted an aerial shot on YouTube of Drake's mansion, and it was ridiculous. I was like, his mansion is huge, and I don't even know if that was legal or not. But somebody had it on YouTube. I was watching the video of it one day.
Yeah, Tim's saying it's on the bridle path in Toronto. It's on the bridle path.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, in Toronto. Yeah. So that's big. Do you listen to a lot of Drake music?
I do. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Drake. Yeah, I like him.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What else do you know about Canada? Do you have any other Canadian questions like our igloos?
Yeah. Have you guys tried a restaurant called Sota?
No.
Okay.
What's it called?
Sota. SOSO, I think. Soto. SOTO. You can Google it. And maybe you can let me know. You can message me.
Is it here in Canada?
Yeah, it's in Canada.
Oh.
A lot of celebrities actually have been to it. What I've seen on Instagram. So the food looks good. I know Drake been there a few times and some other celebrities. So I'm like, man, it must be pretty good. I may, if I ever come to Canada, I might want to check it out.
Yeah, I just Googled it.
You guys still have Checkers down there?
Yes.
Do you like their fries? Their fries are friggin' awesome. The spicy fries.
I love their fries. That's probably the best thing I like.
Fries on the planet.
Yeah, their fries are amazing.
They're really good.
Yeah. Do you have In-N-Out burgers there, or is that only in the West Coast?
Yeah, I think that's only on the West Coast. Yeah.
We're getting one in Canada apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's pretty exciting.
Nice.
What's your favorite chain?
When it comes to restaurants
or fast food, like if you were saying I gotta have burgers and fries, you may not do that because you take care of your body and probably don't eat a lot of fast food. But if you were to have a fast food burger, which one are you gonna go to?
Oh, fast food burger.
Are you like a Big Mac kind of guy, or are you like, ooh, never?
Yeah, I actually love Big Macs, but I've ate them so much over the years, I've kind of burnt out on them. But I would say Red Robin.
Oh, they have that jingle, Red Robin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I would say Red Robin.
Oh, nice. Ken, what's your favorite burger? If you had to go you're hankering for a burger and fries, where are you going? You look like a Wendy's guy. You're like a Baconator kind of guy.
Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Candace, that's right. Candace, are you a burger person?
I do like beef, but if I could go to any particular restaurant right now, it'd probably be a Kenny Rogers Roasters. I don't know if they still have any of those around, but they have the wood gets put into the chicken and it just tastes so good.
I know. I don't think they have that chain in Canada anymore.
I think last I heard there was still one in Winnipeg, but it may have already closed.
Oh, yeah, maybe. That's funny. So we do this quickly to wrap up. We always ask everybody what they got on the agenda for the week. So we'll start with Ken. What do you got going this week?
Toilets, and more toilets.
For your that toilet guy, we're going to see some new and improved videos on your new channel. That's awesome. And nice. You're still going to have your Friday night and Saturday night stream this week?
Yep. Friday night, Saturday night. Anthony, you're welcome to come on if you want to. It's called The Freaking Oracle.
Okay.
And it's like, the way I look at my channel is it's like a whole bunch of buddies just sitting around drinking beers, just shooting the shit about whatever.
That's really what it is, and it's
that's
got
what it
pure
is, man.
entertainment factor. Tim and I sometimes Tim jumps on. Most of the time we sit and watch it while we're drinking coffee in the morning, and we go, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." Anyways,
So do
shenanigans.
you have 2 channels?
I'll have 2 channels. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah, and then Candace, what do you got going on this week?
All right. Tomorrow, I've got a CP video dropping. It's all about CP Rail and their purchase of Kansas City Southern and why this is a unique advantage and why this could benefit your investment if you decide to go with CP. Saturday, as normal, we'll have our content heavy video live stream on Sunday. And Monday, we're back at it with another video, and then we'll be back here again next week.
I love it. Anthony, what do you got coming out this week?
Nothing specific, just really doing my same routine, creating content. I don't know which days I'm gonna post videos, but I try to at least kick out about 2-3 videos a week. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what I'm gonna cover this week, but I'm gonna put some content out there.
Well, we definitely know you're driving a new truck this week.
That's
I heard.
Your Freightliner.
Yeah, that's gonna be one video.
For sure it is.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for everything again tonight, for your time and your energy, and everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you for sticking around for the whole hour. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.